This is episode 23 of RV Dream Makers. It is June 13th. We are in the Washington State Fairgrounds. Found a nice place to stay to see the area. As you can see, it is dreary, rainy. It's supposed to rain all day. That's the Pacific Northwest. In this episode, well, first of all, before we start this episode, I want to talk about, I wanted to talk about the previous episode, some things that we found out afterwards or that I wanted to let you know. But when I said that we couldn't, we were going to have to pay for being towed on the snow route, but then we didn't pay a dime for being towed when I poured the DEF in my truck.
Well, we weren't going to be towed on the snow route. We were in pulled out.
Pulled out,
so
same
even
thing.
A tow.
Yeah,
wow.
10 foot. Well, the reason is that we are not allowed to on even though it's called a forest road, that doesn't count. You have to be within 100 feet of a major road. So that's why AAA was not going to cover us. Well, then we found out at Mono Lake that the movie High Plains Drifter with Clint Eastwood, where he paints the town red, was filmed there back in the early 70s on Mono Lake. So that was really neat. We'll show you a map and that later of all these places in this episode. Also in this episode we went to the hot springs, which we gave a lot of information there. Then second was Crowley Lake with all these formations. We had a long hike down to it and steep, and Michelle has the information on Crowley Lake, how these were formed.
It's actually pretty crazy. When I was researching it, it apparently took a lot of research for them to figure out how they were formed. And it says they're cemented into place by minerals that are resistant to erosion, and they appear to be related to a large volcanic explosion that took place about 760,000 years ago. And they say the blast was more than 2,000 times larger than that of the eruption of Mount St. Helens, and it created the Long Valley caldera that holds Crowley Reservoir. And they estimate that there are up to 5,000 columns that are 2 to 3 square mile area, and they said that they formed when falling snow melted on top of the tough rock deposits left after the eruption. This still heated porous material caused the melted snow to boil, which created the even spaces between the columns that exist today. So it's pretty fascinating. And there's a lot of research on it. You can read it. There's a ton, but yeah, so it was like 760,000 years ago. So it was pretty crazy.
So then we went back up the town of Mammoth and back up behind it as far as we could go, and really saw some neat lakes and stuff at Horseshoe Lake area. There's a lot of lakes. We had to walk the road because the trails were all covered with snow and ice and stuff. And then there was, after that, we went to Parker Lake and did a hike up there. That was pretty nice. And then last on the list was when my truck was being towed to Carson City. The road that we went up, it was a steep climb, but this tractor trailer went off. The truck driver was telling me, because his company had to pull it out and pull all the metal and everything that was in the truck out, and it cost $20,000 to do for a tow truck, because he went off this bluff. I can't believe he probably saw his life flash before his eyes. Have no idea how this guy even survived. They said by the time somebody went down there, he was already out taking pictures of his truck, which is just crazy, because if you're going off this edge, and the pictures do not do it justice. And we forgot to film behind us so you could see that the truck was coming down the hill and it was a big curve, and I guess he lost his brakes or who knows what happened. But he went off this bluff hundreds of feet down. I mean, I can't even imagine that. I would think I would be dead. That guy's got it. I mean, it was crazy. But anyway, we hope you enjoy this episode. Okay, so here's a map of the area for the last two videos. Right here is approximately where we were boondocking. In the last video, here's Mono Lake, right here. And right on this edge is where the Clint Eastwood movie was filmed, right in that area. Then our first hike was to the hot springs. That's around right in here. It's the hot springs. Second one, here's Crowley Lake. Our third one, we had to hike up a lot of this road right here, and up here is Horseshoe Lake and all the lakes that we walked by. Then Parker Lake is right up in here somewhere. And then the guy going off the cliff was right in here somewhere. You can see Yosemite right there. This road was closed, so we didn't go to that. Okay, we are at the Hot Creek geological site, and I don't know if we're going to get to go down there or not. It depends on the signs. I don't see any people down there, do you?
You can walk, see where the trail is, see where the fence is and the trail.
Yeah, but I don't see anybody down there. But this is they say these things are boiling hotter than, I mean, it'll melt your skin type.
Look
that
at the
hot
smoke coming off to the right. See?
Yeah, I see that. You're standing in the bottom of a large volcanic basin. This is 10 by 18 mile depression in the Earth's crust. Was created about 700,000 years ago when tremendous eruptions blasted nearly 50 cubic miles of molten rock from beneath the Earth's surface. The ground then sank several hundred feet, producing this huge depression, referred to as a caldera. Water from the Sierra Nevada filters down through the cracks in the Earth's crust and becomes heated by the magma. The steam vents, springs of boiling water, and occasional geysers of Hot Creek provide dramatic evidence of this area's fiery past.
So it goes down and then it comes back up and then flows. And that's a solidified lava tube. That's crazy.
5 miles down. Blast.
Sudden temperature changes, unpredictable eruption, unstable ground. Look, somebody put /stupidity. 14 people have lost their lives or been seriously burned in Hot Creek since 1968. Many more have been injured. Oh my gosh. It's got like a waterfall flowing down there. It's pretty crazy. It's just boiling water. They said like 14 people have died here, and many others have been like burnt and scalded. It's crazy. Since like 1968, but.
Ain't the other one that's been down there. Look at all the paths. Keep out. Entry will be prosecuted. That's interesting. People crawl through here constantly, though. Look at the fence. Oh my gosh, my ankle's killing me. You're gonna have to go back up and drive the truck. And...
Look, there's smoke coming out of there.
Where?
Straight ahead.
Yeah. Oh man, my ankle killing me.
We're down by the creek and there's this.
What?
what this red stuff is. It's pretty interesting. Whatever that is. It's all out. This is cold water.
Huh?
I guess the hot water is more on down there.
Hit the hot water. That's what it means, like this.
It's beautiful. The mountains back there. They're fishing, but it's catch and release only. I don't know if you'll be able to see it on this, but there's actually steam coming out of there. Out of that hole, if you can see it. Coming out. Jody said I was nuts. Yeah, I'm nuts, all right. Yeah, it is steaming. It says violators will be prosecuted for trespassing. And there's a guy in there. Not sure what he's trying to do. But pretty cool. We are trying to get to Crowley Lake columns. They're supposed to be really neat. And you could drive back so far, but we're too afraid to drive through these bad ruts and up this super steep hill. So we're gonna walk. So it'll be about 1.7 miles one way, I think. So there's Crowley Lake over there. But these columns are supposed to be really neat. So, okay, we made it down. Wow, we got a steep climb back up. It's gonna be really steep. But so these are them. How amazing is this? It's a beautiful lake. Clear. Wow, clear. And then here's the columns. I'll have to read again how these were formed. I think they're all along here, but we're not going to walk in the water. Pretty neat. How cool is that? So crazy. They're even up on top a little bit. It's so nuts. And then they're all along there. So I don't know how well you can see, but all the mountains out there surrounding this lake. So cool. Those are in the shadow, so it's hard to see. But it's pretty cool. Beautiful, beautiful. Clear lake.
are at Twin Lakes Vista, and we're going to be hiking up the road, which is closed up there at the end, and going up to what's called Horseshoe Lake and doing a hike around that. Right now it's not too bad. It's a little breezy right here by the lake. Oh, there's somebody canoeing out there. Connects into other lakes. There's all kinds of lakes up here. Okay, they're working on the road, even though there ain't much ice in that there. Got his chain. Oh. Don't go over too long, no. Okay, so here's a lake. If I can get up to it.
I'm sure we're gonna come around.
It's got a canoe. No, we're not. Oh, there's a seat right there. There's a canoe out on it. Stuck in the ice. That's funny. I think this is Lake Mary.
You already made it all the way around there?
Who are you talking about? This is Lake Mary.
The dude doing the ice.
No, that's somebody else. Because we're not going that way. Oh, wow. All right, at the end of that lake, you can see at the very end is where our truck is parked. So that's pretty neat. Can't see the waterfall, just the top of it. But way at the end is where our truck is parked. That's a heck of a drop off right there. Okay, we made it to Horseshoe Lake. This is a parking lot. It must be a popular place. Huge parking lot. Then the lake is out there. Walking through crunchy snow ice. We can't hike around the lake because it's just so snow covered you can't. I don't know if you could even find a trail. There's a 1.3 mile hike that comes out somewhere way down there because of the...
Oh, it does?
Well, look at your map on your phone. Oh, I'm gonna take a nice little break on this log. Sit for a little bit.
There's a... Sorry, shaky. It's called Hole in the Wall. That is so cool. And they said people think it's a lava tube, but it's not a lava tube. I guess people explore it. That is so cool. I couldn't find it at first. But it says, you're looking at an area some refer to as hole in the wall above Twin Lakes. The rock here is eroded to create an arch. Many people mistake this formation for a lava tube, but the tunnel is actually an eroded gully with its roof still intact. During winter, hole in the wall is considered an out of bounds, backcountry ski run is only recommended for the most advanced skier. Words like treacherous, aggressive, and double black diamond are used to describe the adventure. During the warmer months, the trail to the landmark is challenging with loose and unstable rock. Wow, that's pretty cool. That'd be neat to go up to that. Very cool. It's the falls. There's a lot of ice in them and stuff. You can tell it's moving. It's starting to melt. It's crazy how much ice is still there. There's the waterfall that we were on top of down on the lake. It's windy down here. It's flowing through the ice. We were up on top of that. Super windy, but that's the waterfall. There's really neat cabins around this lake. Okay, we're gonna do Parker Lake. That's Mono Lake out there with the formations. And we're going up this way to Parker Lake. The ranger told us about this one. So we passed a bunch of lakes driving around to get here. So give you more views later.
That feels good though. So we got the front part of it more.
This is, I'm assuming, Parker Creek.
It feels
Down
good.
here beside Parker Creek again.
Whoa!
Lots of trees down across it.
Woo.
I love the sound of a rushing creek. It's not rushing that much here, but earlier in the trail it was really rushing. Birds singing and water flowing. You can't get any better than that. We made it back to Parker Lake.
There's gotta be other people out here somewhere. You would think. Doesn't look like there's a place to really sit down, is
Where the creek feeds in. The melting snow must have washed down a lot of trees because they've been here for a while. On our way back down, and we still have like over a mile, but you can already see Mono Lake. It is huge. It's the one that's 3 times saltier than the ocean. So it's a pretty gorgeous view back there. Okay, we're just about down, so one more look at Mono Lake. And then And there is where we were. It was a nice hike. Some pretty good up at the beginning. So you feel like you got to work out in. Then it was flatter. So we'll be to our car. We'll have about 4 miles in on this one, so not bad. We stopped, we're going to pick up the truck, and we stopped at this overlook, and people have put stickers all along here. And then Jody's got a story about this right here. It's pretty crazy.
Oh, well, some of its metal poles are still down there. I guess it ain't as bad as it looks. If you kept it straight, it probably got stopped in those rocks.
So a diesel went through here and ended up down there where his metal poles are. Yeah, I think I'd be pretty scared if I was going down that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he went down there. You can see it. He just went right through it, down that mountain face. Just rammed through here. It's crazy. But anyway, there's the view. Pretty amazing view.
Okay, we hope you enjoyed this episode, and like, share, subscribe. We had a lot of views on the last one. Whenever there's trouble, you know, there's a lot of views there. We appreciate everybody following us, and it's been interesting here lately. We had a little more trouble again. We'll go into that later on, but well, actually, our battery, we had a battery leaking acid, smelling like rotten eggs, and truck wouldn't start yesterday. I finally got it started, and then we had to leave it running to get all the way back from Forks back here so I could get, which is around Tacoma. So we had some place to get a battery so I could change it out, but that was $219, another hit. So remember, God loves you, but only Jesus can save you.